Sometimes a simple fix just gets a guy going right and an athlete going right. Here's Nick. He's 35 years old. Watch how he doesn't come forward at all, and then he golfs the ball up, hand path up. It's a golfing side snap up. Hip rotation isn't great, and there's not much weight transfer because he didn't push himself forward in the start of the swing. He's had some early swings here. Watch his head. Almost like he lifts his foot up, puts it right down in place, and that bat just doesn't track very well. And the whole concept of throwing the bat head through the ball is lost as he just tries to golf it up with his hands. Again, front foot's up, it's down, the head doesn't come ahead, showing that the body doesn't come ahead. Even balls like that where he hit fairly square didn't have any margin of error, and he's a big guy at 6 foot, 250 pounds, very muscular, and I knew he would have a lot of power if we could get things set straight. So we tried to get him to push forward off the inside of the back foot and then extend the arm out. Throw the Frisbee. Thus we wanted to throw the bat head through the ball, so Frisbee drills are great for that. We didn't do many drills. One of the more simplistic drill lessons I had. Just got him to push forward, see how his whole body's coming forward. And then we had him really focus on throwing the bat head through the ball. Again, going back to the Frisbee, push it forward, and then switch that linear force into rotation. He had a crazy leg lift, kind of like Frank Henry afterwards, but it was a great rotation. And then watch here, as we get about halfway through the session, how the hand path, and really more of a focus on the bat head cutting through the ball. He never tried to cut through the bottom or the top of the ball, and thus he didn't have a very defined point of impact. He always tried to swing up to it. And looking at the bottom of the ball, get him to level off the swing, and his hips were throwing the bat head. Even on a low pitch, he could go down, throw the bat head through the bottom half of the ball, and hit line drives off a knee-high pitch. Got him the jimmer stick just to see if the fundamentals were working good. And it's really hard to swing a 4.5 pound jimmer stick, but right there you could hit line drives with it. Went back to the regular bat. Again, there's a tendency to stay back a little bit, but came forward a lot. Vast improvement. Did put him off the ball in the rope. He BP up ball off the rope just to get him to get the feeling of oversnap. And right away here we wanted to make sure that he was throwing the bat. When you drag the bat, it's slow and lazy, but when you throw something, your hips really explode and you transfer that linear motion into rotation. Worked out very well. Again, look at the push forward, and there's a good practice swing. Nice and level, a cutting swing. He let the ball drop down into the zone. And you can see right here, right away, what a dramatic difference. He's got that great big kick at the end like Frank Henry, but look at there. Well, on that one there, he's early, and you can see you're up a little bit. If you aim at the bottom of the ball, there's a tendency to get a better point of contact, let the ball come back farther and cut it through. Got up to, there's Frank Henry, and watch how he hops on the foot, and you can watch and see how Nick does the same thing. Certainly, you've got to be very athletic to do that, and it's just a follow-through on a great rotation. But the hand path was awesome. It was great to work with him. Something very simple helped his swing. He got up to 90 miles an hour, improved about 11 miles an hour on the exit speed. Had a lot of balls in the 80 and hit some balls 360 feet. Hit, I think, 7 home runs on the final job. Great working with you. Oh, look at that. Tell that side camera what you just did, the middle camera. Right there.
So
the middle camera, they're right there.
Yep. So I stayed back, nice and easy. Instead of a big leg kick up, like I'm Sandy Koufax, I just skidded forward with my weight and just threw it like a Frisbee. It didn't even feel like I was trying. Like the effort that I put through on these swings compared to before. Before it was just like, I was like, whoa! Like this time through, I just feel like I'm sliding and just spinning.
So muscle bound before, right? Now it's a loose throwing motion versus dragging and pulling it, right?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Okay, so I started out with a two-hand swing. I started out with minimal hip rotation. I started out with this big leg kick with minimal movement, if all forward, and then I changed to the Frisbee throw is what really helped me out the most. Just getting back and coming forward and just releasing and letting it snap forward. And
throwing rather than dragging it.
Right. Before I had like this big, like, gotta be tight, and I'm gonna whack it like as hard as I can with my whole body, and now it's just Frisbee, come forward, and
what's our checklist? You got a checklist you can do all the time?
Yeah, so I'm gonna I'm gonna bend my back knee a little bit, put 90% of my weight back there.
And you're gonna push it to the inside more importantly,
inside
so
of the
lift
foot.
up your front foot, what happens?
I just naturally come
You
forward.
go forward because you get jammed back.
I don't, before I have to step and do that. Now it's just, all my weight's there, all I have to do is just pick it up a little bit and
Number
I'm coming forward.
Number two is tempo. Talk about that.
Tempo is going to be easy, relax, and boom, snap through the bottom half of the ball like you're throwing a Frisbee. So before I was like, ball's coming, everything's got to be quick and explode. Now it's just like easy, come forward and boom.
Isn't it crazy after tee how ridiculously relaxed you could be? You still take the same length of motion, but you'd be ridiculously relaxed, and then boom, you exploded. This is awesome. Last thing we talked about, cutting the ball. I asked you in the cage, you ever swing at the top or bottom? You go, no. But you proved yourself right away you could by actually using the hips and the body rotation to throw the bat head through the ball, right?
Yeah.
And your lead arm extended out, but more of the focus is on the bat head being thrown through the bottom half of the ball. And how many, how easy was that to do?
So what really helped out, especially with the high pitches, was the analogy you used where before, a high pitch would come and I would still try to come up, and it was like an uppercut like this with your underhand. Now with the overhand, more like where you're coming through and it's like straight ahead.
Boxer's punch versus
Boxer's
an
punch,
uppercut, yep.
And it helps with that last snap over. You feel like when you're swinging, you feel like you're doing this, but in reality, you're just coming forth, and it's just a nice, even plane all the way through. You're not acting like the ball is in this zone right here, and you're meeting it here instead of coming up through it on the plane when it comes down. That was another thing that was big. Was before I was trying to hit it on the same plane that the ball was coming down, thinking it was going to go straight back up, and now it's just I come down and I cut it, and then it takes care of itself.